How will you describe your first international trip?
It's always a special feeling for the first international trip, and because you get to explore a hell lot of new things.
Yes.
The same thing happened with us as well.
Hello everyone, we are Radhika and Prince.
We hope you all are safe during this pandemic, and it's good to stay at home, stay safe. It's been a long time since we met, and now we are here with our first international trip to Europe.
Yes.
So basically, Radhika's brother stays in Oslo, Norway, and we plan to visit him for 2 weeks.
Yeah, it was a Easter there, so we planned to enjoy that festival.
But before taking you to this trip, we are going to actually explain the complete Schengen visa process, about the documents, about the checklist which you need to check before applying for the visa, and how the process goes on in the step-by-step format.
So there are various kind of visas, and today we are going to tell you about tourist visa and visa for visiting friends and family. If you're going on a tourist visa on your own expenses, you got to have a very good amount in your account because Europe is a very expensive country.
Yeah.
So there is a checklist which describes all the mandatory documents and the order it should be submitted in the visa's office.
Yeah. So
So-
this is a checklist which you can find on Norwegian Immigration Department website, and this is the checklist which you need to follow, and they have already mentioned everything in the sequence. So the first thing which you need to do is you need to apply for the appointment online and take the print of the appointment letter with you. And for that, booking the appointment, we are giving the link in description. You can check from there. So first thing first, the basic rule: you need to have a passport. Should not be older than the 10 years, and at least it should be valid for next 3 months. And you need passport size photos with white background. You can get those photos in the visa office itself. They have this facility. And the most important part now, that is the signed cover letter from online application portal. So cover letter is basically a way to introduce yourself and your reason of visit to Europe, or you can say the Schengen countries. So the next document is questionnaire for visa. This is something how it looks like. It's having multiple questions like what is your name, date of birth, which countries and cities you are going to visit, purpose of your visit, who will visit with you in relation, and are you employed or not. So these are little informations which they are asking in that questionnaire form. So you need to fill that. So if you are going to visit a family or friend, you need an invitation letter filled by them. So it is a letter which they need to send to you with a duly signed or with their respective names. That letter's copy you need to submit. So this is how it looks like. They need to denote that letter to Norwegian embassy actually. So this invitation letter explains both the things, the purpose and the relationship. Next thing is copy of the first and last page of the passport of the person who is inviting you.
So for our case, my brother invited us, so we just submitted my brother's passport,
Yeah.
both the pages, front and back.
Yeah, as I was going with her,
Yes.
so we had to show our relation as well. So we submitted our marriage certificate, and that was the form how we all three got connected together. So the next important document which you need is a permission letter, which is actually a NOC from your employer or office, you can say. So it actually mentions the date on which you are on leave, and it assures that you are coming back to your own country after completing your tour. Norway actually used to reject a lot of visas, so be sure that you are keeping everything genuine, because they used to call to your HR in your company
Yes.
to confirm your employment status, and to confirm that whether you have applied for the leaves or not. So next important document is your bank statement for the last 6 months till the date of appointment, visa appointment. So that is also required, which shows how much balance you have in your account, whether you will be able to sustain in Norway
Yes.
as a tourist or not.
A UDI guarantee form for your visit attested by the police of Norway is required. It is required for those who are sponsored by the family and the friend. For our case, our brother was there, we were visiting them. So he got the letter from the embassy and he sent us via post. See, this letter basically states that we were visiting him, so we are going to live with him at his place actually. So if you see, this is the UDI guarantee form. It looks like this, okay, and you will see this is the stamp from the Norway police that is required. And if you're going on your own, you need to have 500 Norwegian kroner. That is around equals to, I think, 4,500 per day per person.
Yeah.
It should be as a bank statement. Also, if you're going on your own, you need to submit a confirmation screenshot of your travel dates, tentative travel dates for your hotel actually. When you check out any hotel, you can just take a screenshot, not the confirmation booking, but just a screenshot, you can add it here. Same for the flights, you can take a tentative dates of screenshot that these are my travel dates from here to there to here, and you can just take the screenshot and submit it.
Yeah.
You should not book it because it's a visa, it can reject or it can accept also. Last but not least, you have to have a travel insurance. It's very important. I think we took from ICICI
Yeah,
Lombard.
ICICI
Yeah.
Lombard.
There are other websites also, for example, SDFC Ergo and Religare Insurance. It's very important to take this. It covers luggage theft and other things, like I think accidents also it covers. Anything happens to you or your luggage, you'll be fine there. So these all documents are mandatory for the friends and family visit visa. For tourist visa, only 2 documents are there which are not required. I think that is
Invitation
for
letter.
invitation letter, first invitation letter that is sent by your friend and family, and second is this UDI form.
Yeah.
These 2 are not required. Otherwise, else everything that we have told you, everything is required. You need to have all the documents.
So if you're going on your own, the most important thing is money. So
Yeah.
you need to have a sufficient amount in your account. That's one of the most important parts. So on this trip we were joined by Radhika's sister Meenakshi. For her also it was the first international trip, so the excitement was into 3 and we were really excited for this trip.
So me and friends have started our journey from Hyderabad to Delhi first. We were living in Hyderabad that time. Then from Delhi we 3 flew together. We booked Aeroflot, that is from Delhi to Oslo via Moscow. Moscow was a layover for us. And you know, the excitement of sitting in the first international flight is just anything.
It's always awesome.
It's just it gives you goosebumps actually.
Yeah.
So it was a 6-hour flight from Delhi to Moscow, and also guys, for food preference, I would recommend you to make sure that you select your food preference in veg or non-veg while doing web check-in. Guys, we were very excited. We couldn't sleep. We just ate food. We watched movies in our screens, and we clicked so many pictures. All 3 of us.
Yeah.
And it was amazing.
Correct. Finally, after 6 hours of flight, the moment arrived when we looked out of the window and we got to see the mesmerizing snow-covered view of Moscow airport. It was quite a view. We just loved it.
We can just still feel that.
Yeah.
It was amazing.
We have posted a lot of photos on Instagram also for
Yes,
Moscow airport.
yes.
Check them out. Actually, Moscow airport is one of the largest airport in the world, and I guess we have crossed almost all the terminals inside the airport just to check out what all is there inside the airport.
We were literally counting all the terminals. It's a huge, huge.
It has so much inside, from shops to cafe, restaurants, duty free shops, and you can actually shop a lot there. So it took us around 6 hours, 5 to 6 hours to cover the complete airport. You can measure from that how big it was. But guys, after reaching Moscow, we got to know that our flight, which was supposed to take us to Oslo, has already left because of some delay in our previous flight. And at the start, we felt like it's something bad.
Yeah,
and
really
we have to
freaked out.
now stay at the airport and look out for
Yes.
some options. But after some time, we felt like it was a blessing in disguise. And for that, Airfloat rescheduled our flight to Oslo for the evening time.
As we were late because of Aeroflot, they provided us cute capsule hotels inside the airport. We checked in and we relaxed for some time. We made calls to the family to let them know about the situation and that we will be late. And also we got a 2000 rupees coupon.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it was 2000 Moscow currency actually.
Yes, bakeries, restaurants, and some other shops, you can use those. So we had food a whole day. We just had good food with those coupons. It was fun actually. So finally, we hop on our second 2-hour flight from Moscow to Oslo.
So once we reached finally Oslo, it was like a sense of achievement to us because of all the delays, the layovers, the capsule hotels and everything. We got so excited once we got the stamp at the Oslo airport on our visas. It was like we have won some kind of battle. It may be because of it was our first international trip. So after coming out of the airport, Radhika's brother actually lives in Kalbakken in Oslo, and we had 3 options to reach there. So we opted for the cheapest option, which was metro actually. So we took the metro to city center, and from there another metro to Kalbakken. So the other options you have are the bus and cab from the airport.
And we finally reached home. We met everyone. It was so good to meet everyone actually after a long time.
Yeah.